Story 1. Say something positive about yourself, even if you think it is trivial. Think about yourself in a positive way. At the end of the day, congratulate yourself on something you did for yourself, no matter how small it is. I do this sometimes to remind myself that I am trying to be a better person. I started this because I have a low self-concept and self-esteem. Story 2. Spend your days sitting down at an office? Exercise. Spend your days scurrying around on your feet? Sit down and relax. People tend to take life advice that agrees with what they are already doing a lot of and reject advice they do too little of. Story 3. Try to get more sleep. I swear sleep is probably the biggest contributor to my quality of life, or put another way, few things make me feel worse than having slept poorly or not enough. I prioritize sleeping very highly. Story 4. Give someone a break daily. Let that driver on the side street pull out in front of you. Forgive and forget when someone is impatient. Maybe they don't feel well. We all need to be cut a little slack sometimes. Story 5. Set a timer. Clean for 15 minutes a day. I hate cleaning. Why would I want to clean when instead I could sit on my couch and not clean? But if I set the 15-minute timer, I know that the end is not too far away, and then I can quit. But when you do it every day, it really helps you get back on top of things, so the chore of cleaning isn't really that big. Now, instead of a messy kitchen that takes hours to get cleaned properly, it is wiping up crumbs quickly and maybe a sweep. Wipe down the bathroom instead of having a big project in it. Story 6. After every meal, take a 15-minute walk. You don't even have to speed walk or worry about how many steps you can get in those 15 minutes. Just go for a 15-minute walk and don't overthink it after every meal. This will promote digestion, get the blood flowing, and provide a fast lane for nutrients to flow through your body. All of this culminates in a better mood and thus, a better state of being. Story 7. A balanced diet is part of a rigorous exercise routine. In the morning, if my face is a little puffy, I put on an ice pack while doing my stomach crunches. I can do 1,000 now. After I remove the ice pack, I use a deep pore cleanser lotion. In the shower, I use a water-activated gel cleanser, then a honey almond body scrub, and on the face, an exfoliating gel scrub. Then I apply an herb mint facial mask, which I leave on for 10 minutes while I prepare the rest of my routine. I always use an aftershave lotion with little or no alcohol because alcohol dries your face out and makes you look older. Then moisturizer, then an anti-aging eye balm, followed by a final moisturizing protective lotion. Story 8. Sleep. It's just a no-brainer unless you're sleep-deprived. Jokes aside, I think people just think it's a part of life, and it's fun to joke about how much sleep you don't get while you sip coffee at work. But truly, sleep is not a treatment. It's a required maintenance, and people forget that. Most often, when people do get the right amount of sleep, they say, "Wow, I feel great," like it's a drug. But you're supposed to feel like that every day. Put effort into getting enough sleep. Story 9. Develop a meditation practice. All things we encounter in our everyday life are perceived through our mind. If we don't take time to take care of our mind, our whole world gets affected. Story 10.1. Do one chore a day, no matter how simple it is. It starts stacking and eventually the cleaning gets easier and easier. I noticed that I started adding chores and combining days so I can have relaxation days. Writing it out on a calendar and seeing those marks is very rewarding. Set a quiet alarm to signal wind down time. Mine is on my watch 45 minutes before bed. Quiet but sharp enough pitch to cut through everything like my headphones or games. It's like I had a Pavlov effect on my melatonin so that it's easier to stop what I'm doing and start getting ready to turn in. These aren't 100% foolproof, but with practice and discipline, it's very rewarding. Makes me think of this conversation from Star Trek. Not a fan, good show though. Love these lines between Data and Lol. Just feel the spirit of the idea, not the exact words. Lol. I watch them and I can do the things they do, but I will never feel the emotions. I'll never know love. Elte. Commander Data. It is a limitation we must learn to accept. Lol. Lol. Then why do you still try to emulate humans? What purpose does it serve except to remind you that you are incomplete? LT. Commander Data. I have asked myself that many times, as I have struggled to be more human, until I realized it is the struggle itself that is most important. We must strive to be more than we are, lol. It does not matter that we will never reach our ultimate goal. The effort yields its own rewards. Lol. You are wise, father. Elte. Commander Data. It is the difference between knowledge and experience. Story 11. Get out of the house at least once a day. Work doesn't count. Even a walk around the block will significantly brighten the dull monotony of the routine. Sit at a park for 5 minutes. Go get coffee and sit in the shop while you drink it. Literally anything. Sitting at home all day and night every day before or after work, only leaving if you have to run errands, is just going to run you down slowly. Story 12. Download the application called Be My Eyes. It helps you assist a blind or legally blind person with a small, everyday task. It makes me feel very fulfilled that I can help someone like that. It's free, but the reward is immense. Story 13. Saying hello and thank you to people. Especially for people who aren't good at small talk. Just a hi, lovely day out, or thank you very much, is great for building up your own and others' mental health. Story 14. Make your bed as soon as you wake up. This has helped me immensely, and I think it gives me a chance at structure for the rest of the day. I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and if I don't find something like this, I'm essentially going in any direction my brain takes me all day. Small things begin to seem like too much, and something as simple as making the bed has been so helpful to my psyche. Story 15. Bike to work. Wakes you up in the morning, is good exercise, and saves you a lot of money. Turns a miserable commute into an enjoyable journey. That post-workout endorphin rush also helps make the first half hour of work less miserable. Story 16. People watch. Often our minds and thoughts are somewhere else, leaving our bodies in some sort of autopilot mode. By people watching, you ground yourself in the present moment, which helps relax the mind. It can be as simple as saying to yourself, person wearing red shoes, person wearing a vest with a backpack, and so on. It's a very simple thing which may not greatly improve your life overall, but may help improve your day, as well as being a simple introduction to meditation. This can also be applied when at home. Just look at what's happening around you or focus on the smells and the sounds you can hear and so on. Story 17. Just a good 1-minute stretch when you get up or in the shower. People talking about exercise and diet change, that's not a small thing. That's a huge lifestyle change. Story 18. Being full of gratitude. Instead of focusing on all the things that haven't gone your way in life or thinking about all the things you want but don't have, replace those thoughts with gratitude. Be thankful that you get to be alive for another day. Being alive is awesome. Be thankful for the relationships and things you do have. Be thankful and content with your life, and take comfort in knowing that you're doing the best you can. Story 19. In situations that permit it, don't be afraid to postpone work that can wait for another day. Identify which time of day you do your best work, and then stop working after that time. It's better to consistently produce a higher quality of work at a slower rate than to quickly produce something of lower quality. Your bosses generally prefer that you do your best work and will give you the appropriate leeway to do it. Story 20. Force your mind to see good things. You can still see the bad, don't ignore that, but train your mind to see good things. And if you haven't seen anything good, do something good so you see it. Get your mental state straight and life will start being straight too. Story 21. Morning walk. Morning light exposure, no sunglasses. For 10 minutes helps start circadian rhythm. Pair with morning walk. Intermittent fasting helps regulate blood pressure and keeps you alert. Low-carb food in the afternoon stops you from crashing. High-carb later in the evening to help you sleep and replenish glycogen. Hydration, exercise, whatever that may be, that gets your heart rate going. Sleep 8 to 9 hours if possible. Story 22. Jeff over at AskReddit on YouTube has injury prevention, morning routine, and stretching videos for all sorts of problems. The lower back stretch is great. Story 23. Do push-ups every day. 10, 20, or even 50. Keeping your upper body somewhat worked out retains some strength, and you'll look significantly more toned up there. Story 24. Depends on what you define as a small thing. One underrated task is taking 30 minutes to 1 hour to learn something new each day. With 365 days a year, if you can stick to it, you will get a few hundred hours of learning in a subject. That's enough to be quite knowledgeable and skillful. My second answer. My hobby is a small thing a person can do. Story 25. It's okay to say no to things. Doing nothing on your day off is a valid use of your time. It's called leisure time, and it's important to your health. Story 26. Obligatory, not a man. But here's my advice. Prioritize sleep. I get a full 10 or so hours regularly. Put down your phone, your console, whatever. It won't make you a morning person, but the difference between not enough sleep and enough is night and day, pun intended. Compliment yourself. Always, even if you don't feel it. You don't have to be overly confident, but know your worth. Dress in a way that makes you feel comfortable and confident. Obviously, this excludes times when you have to wear a uniform, but you can find workarounds. I like to wear bold makeup or jewelry. Experiment. Have fun. To elaborate on my previous point, learn your body shape, face shape, what complements your eye color, etc. Does that brown polo you bought to wear for work look awful on your slender frame and blue eyes? Try a slim fit one in navy. Dressing well is easy once you know what you look nice in. Story 27. Work out. Outside of some injuries resulting from extreme or competitive sports, I always remind myself of one thing when I'm dreading a workout. I've never regretted working out. So, I just remind myself of how I felt the last time I worked out. Story 28. Prioritize things that contribute to your quality of life as a standard, preferably in this order. 1. Sleep. If you don't currently do anything to mindfully take care of yourself, start here. Get at least 8 uninterrupted hours. There are many resources on sleep hygiene. Read and implement. Compared to anything else, this is fairly small but so life-changing. Eat well. There are also many resources on what to eat and what not to. I personally love this. Eat real food. Not too much, mostly plants. Maybe start by watching some beginner cooking videos on YouTube and trying one meal a week. Go from there. There are affordable options. There are gourmet options. There are quick options. And there are options that involve using every kitchen gadget you own. Try regularly. Make it a habit. It doesn't have to be big. Even starting with drinking water instead of a sweet drink with lunch is something. Move. Everyone is different, but every body needs movement. Pick something fun or mindfully adjust something you already do. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour gym ordeal. Maybe park far away from the store and walk there briskly. Maybe go to different stores for different things and do the same there. Maybe strap weights to your ankles when you're cleaning. Maybe do 10 minutes of beginner yoga a couple of times a week. Something. Anything. Build on it. Learn to say yes and no to things appropriately. Admittedly, this is a big thing, but small baby steps are well advised. Scary opportunity? Yes. Another project someone volunteered you for? No. Someone being unkind to you? No. Someone offering their time, help, or expertise? Yes. You don't have to follow the advice, but it's always good to have perspective. I personally live by this. It never hurts to ask, and what's the worst that can happen? Most decisions to do something new, scary, or unknown do not end up in a catastrophe, so take opportunities to further yourself in whatever way. No one will take care of you better than you. No one knows you like you. No one can change your life and well-being for you. Story 29. Make your bed every morning. Making your bed every morning gives you a small sense of pride, and you'll have accomplished the first task of the day. This encourages you to accomplish another task, and then another, and yet another. At the end of the day, one task accomplished will have turned into many tasks done. Making your bed every morning reinforces the idea that the small things in life matter. And if you can't get the small details right, you'll never get the big ones right either. If by chance you have a horrible day, then you'll come home to a made bed. A bed made by you. And a made bed gives you hope that tomorrow will be better. Story 30. Push-ups. Health is important, and fitness is greatly beneficial to everyday lives. We all walk around to varying degrees, so we all have strong legs, but most people lack upper body strength, something that makes general life easier. Story 31. Instead of focusing on what went wrong or what is not, look at all that could have gone wrong but did not. People take so much for granted and feel entitled to the world acting and being how they feel it should be. Life owes you absolutely nothing. Story 32. I recently started drinking better coffee than Folgers, and it has made a huge difference in getting me out of my sleep drunk, waking up phase. Good coffee isn't even much more expensive than Folgers. Story 33. Be kind, even when it is tough. Be kind, even when you do not feel like it. Be kind. You may be on the receiving end of someone who is not kind. It is difficult, right? So be kind. You never know what people are going through. Story 34. An acknowledged breath is meditation in its simplest form. Just taking a deep breath to help you become aware of your own energy can improve your mood. Story 35. Don't waste energy on anything negative. Toxic friend? Dump them. Toxic rude comment? Don't acknowledge it. Critical thought? Don't say it out loud. Replace all that with positivity. Story 36. Write stuff in pen on paper. Get some different colored pens and a 5-subject notebook and just go at that whenever. The real trick is if you can keep it organized and find time to reread what you've already written. Story 37. Working out and working on yourself. I used to weigh 250 pounds, and my vitals were so bad that my doctor told me I was at risk for a fatty liver. I was scared, and my doctor advised me to exercise, emphasizing that cardio would be the best option. I initially took orlistat to help with my gut health and to block fat. I started doing cardio and taking orlistat back in September. Now I'm down to 220 pounds, and my metabolism is getting faster than ever. I also worked on myself mentally. Back in 2015, my dad died, and it was really hard on me. The 6-year anniversary of his death passed recently, and it's been tough. I recently went to church and a men's group, made friends, and learned about Christ. I can say as a Christian, my purpose is to help others and myself. I also lift weights now as well as do cardio. It's fun, and I'm not alone. I'm here to help.